Let's start off with amalgamation. Those who missed yesterday's class also, nothing to worry. We just did introduction. Okay. So only today we're going to start doing the sums or the concepts. The next, I think, 7 classes, 8 classes will be only this chapter. Now, coming to questions, I would have given you a material close to around 17 questions in that. Apart from this, our study mat has roughly around 12 questions, I think 13 in study mat. Totally you will be solving 30 sums. Are these study mat sums? No. There's no point of giving you study mat. Why you're coming to class? You can as well do it in the book itself. Study mat sums are majorly simple sums. Whichever study mat sum I feel we have to solve, that I will present in the class here. I will tell you this is question number 4 of study mat. We will do it. Okay. Now, it is not about solving 30, 40, 50 sums in amalgamation and then saying exam I didn't get it correctly. Where I will be focusing in the next 1, 2, 3, 4 classes is on the concept. If you understand the concept in the next 5 sums, 5 to 6 sums, you can basically solve any other sum. Are you able to follow, guys? It's basically that core concept. If that gets traveled to you, I'll put this now, then you can do any other sum. Are you all able to follow, guys? Clear? That's what we're going to focus on. Fine. Now, everyone's back. Just look around you. Fine. Yeah. PDF group la போட்டேன்பா விக்னேஷ். புரியல வரலையா? நேற்று நைட்டே போட்டேன் பாரு, நைட் 10:55 PM. நாட் நவ், எஸ்டர்டே நைட் ஒரு பிடிஎஃப் வந்திருக்கும் அமால்கமேஷன் சொல்லி. காட் இட் ஆஃப். Okay, check properly. Material over. No, it's there here. Give me the extra later. Okay. Fine. Okay, let's start, guys. We don't need the material for next half an hour or 20 minutes. Now, yesterday what did we basically see? We just understood there are 2 companies. Buying company, selling company. Keep it, I'll take it later if somebody else joins. Selling company. And we learned who is paying consideration to whom? Buying company is paying consideration to the shareholders of selling company. That's all, nothing else. Okay. And I told you amalgamation, there is multiple combinations. A plus B is A plus B could be B, A plus B is AB, A plus B is C. I asked you examples. Did you go through? Tech Mahindra and Satyam. I'll explain that next. நான் சொன்னதே சொன்னேன் எப்படி? Yeah, I'll give some examples. So I am getting good examples from here. No, let me finish one, then we'll go. Satyam scam. You know Satyam Computers? Mahindra Group, Tech Mahindra took over Satyam. So it is like Satyam plus Tech Mahindra has now become Tech Mahindra. Then Uber Eats in India, Zomato took over Uber Eats. Uber Eats branded போயிடுச்சு. Then all the banks recently, if you see, for example, this Vijaya Bank is merged with Bank of Baroda. Andhra Bank merged with Indian Bank. And many banks got merged. Satyam plus PVR. Now, for example, if you see in Chennai, Satyam Theatres and PVR, still both are there, A plus B. Satyam brand is not removed fully because in Chennai, iconic cinema theatre is Satyam. Everybody wants to go to Satyam. If you want to watch first day, first show, the number one theatre in mind is Satyam main screen. That is the dream of everyone. Any actor, it should come there. So PVR and Satyam remove pantra. So he paid 800 crores to buy Satyam, but he's still retaining the brand of Satyam. If you go there, even though it's PVR, nobody says it's PVR. Our persa board PVR and Villa. But still people know it only as Satyam. So you know the examples. Now we have to compute this money. How much should I pay? Let's take a company's balance sheet. Okay. This company has equity share capital 100, reserves and surplus 200, trade payables 50, debentures 100. What is the total? 450. Asset side, like fixed assets, basically the PP, all of that is current assets. This is the company's draft, guys. Okay. Rough balance sheet. Don't tell schedule 3 and all. I'm just giving you rough T format. Okay. Now, how much will you pay to buy this company? I'm asking you. Hey, this company is available for sale, guys. Let it be 100, 200, 3, crores or lakhs. How much will you pay to buy this company? How much? No other data is available. How much will you pay? So Shreya is saying she will pay 300. Why 300? That belongs to shareholders. So what Shreya is saying, sir, last class purchase consideration is the amount payable not to the company but to the shareholders of the company. Who are the shareholders of the company? Some people shareholders. What is shareholders funds as per schedule 3? Share capital plus reserves and surplus. So my value in the company is 300. So I will pay 300 rupees a kurta, this company is mine. I will become the new shareholder, correct? Now if Shreya pays 300 to this company, Shreya will be shareholder. Elon Musk paid 300 to this company, Twitter. He becomes the new shareholder of 100% shares. Are you able to follow, guys? Understanding? Is it correct what she's saying? If you are the shareholder of this company, if you are the shareholder, why is it not coming here? Okay. If you are the shareholder of this company, now, if somebody pays you 300, will you take 300 and leave the company? Why? It's the face value is what Rishmita says. There's another way to compute 300. What is total of assets? Total of liability. How much I'm getting? Correct? So, I can arrive at this 300 in two ways. Shareholders funds, share capital plus reserves, or asset minus liability. Are you all able to follow, guys? I hope recording you guys are following. Understood? Easy or difficult? Clear? Now, that means this is what I will pay. Now, Rishmita raised the point, sir, if you pay me 300, I will not sell the company. Why? Why? This is face value. Market value of this is something else. So Rishmita is saying, how much, Rishmita, if you are the company shareholder, if you get paid, you will sell in this case. How much will be satisfied? Some amount, randomly, whatever you tell, I'll accept. Fine. Instead of 300, Rishmita is saying she wants how much? 600 rupees kurtada company Vipan solra. Are you able to follow, guys? But actually book value is how much? If I forget Rishmita being the company owner, if I sell the company today, how much you will realize? Liabilities if I settle 150, leftover is. That means if Rishmita closes down this company today, decides to close down. If she sells the asset, she will get totally 450, pays the liability 150, kaila evlo nikku 300, correct? In my hand, leftover money is 300. That means I should pay her 300 only. But she is demanding how much? 600. I have paid her 600. That is the purchase consideration. That's all. Then what is the excess? Goodwill. We will talk about that later. Excess is the goodwill. Yes, sir. Why is the goodwill not there in balance sheet? What if goodwill is there in balance sheet 300? Appo tally irukuma? My assets will be not 450 plus 300. 750 minus 150. How much? 600. Correct? Why is goodwill not in balance sheet then? Self-generated goodwill balance sheet la irukadu. AS 26. We are yet to see. But we will see that self-generated goodwill will not be in balance sheet. Why? Why will self-generated goodwill not be in balance sheet? Now, goodwill is a value which is built over multiple years. Let's say, for example, Murugappa Group. Goodwill is built not because of one activity, because of multiple things they do. Employees of Murugappa Group are generally happy because they have lunch in office where they can choose veg, non-veg or vegan food also, buffet. All the employees, including security till top level, good quality food they get, veg, non-veg or vegan. Then again at 5 p.m. or 4 p.m. daily snacks, samosa, egg puff, he'll give snacks. Yearly, one mandatory 4-day trip to Andaman, Goa or Ooty, they will go. Each year different. They don't work on weekends. They go home on weekdays. What more you want as an employee? Employee is happy. Now, these small things that they do adds value for the brand. The employees of Murugappa Group will never tell, hey, your work-life balance is not good. Same way, Murugappa Group, how they treat the customers. How they treat the customers. Now, when a customer comes to their shop, how they are treated, respected, even if they don't buy anything, you still get water, tea, and you go out, then the customer will tell, okay, nalla brand. I got good treatment. So goodwill is something that is built over multiple years. Company has, for example, take Reliance. Reliance has a goodwill. How do you decide the value of goodwill of Reliance? It's an activity they have done for last 50 years, correct? For example, Reliance is the sponsors of ISL football. Being sponsor is an expense, but that has led to goodwill of Reliance brand among football fans in India. Reliance is spending for promoting football in India. I cannot capitalize that expense. Boost has spent for ads with Sachin and Kohli, Dhoni, etc. Advertisement expense will be debited to P&L, but that adds to the value of goodwill. Boost, now what comes to your mind? Cricket players will come. MRF means what comes to your mind? Sachin or Kohli will come to your mind, correct? So that expense has led to goodwill improvement, but it's not one expense. It's a combination of many expenses. So goodwill will not be recognized in balance sheet AS 26, not in amalgamation. Sir, come back to topic, sir. In this question, I want to know one thing. What is paid to shareholders? Rishmita here, 600. 600 is PC. Sir, I am paying Rishmita 700. What is PC? I am paying her only 150. She agreed to sell. 150. What is the PC? I fooled her. She agreed for 150. Are you able to follow, guys? Whatever I pay. How did I compute in this case? In this case, I computed two ways. Correct? One, what Shreya told me, share capital plus reserves and surplus. Directly what is paid to shareholders. Second case, I computed the same amount. Asset minus, what is this technically called? Asset minus liability. Owner's equity in asset worth, net worth or net assets. Are you able to follow, guys? In the same example, our balance sheet was Just to write, it was 100, 200, 50, 100, correct? Here it was 300 and 150, if you remember. Now, this is book value, like how Rishmita said. If I sell the asset, how much will I get? Book value, more or less. More or less. So, if I sell the fixed assets for 300, I recovered 500. That means what's the actual value of asset? 500. Without doing revaluation, you kept at original cost. Able to follow? When I sell my stock for 150, I got 170. Possibility is there. House, sir, 300, land, sir. With that, I got 500. Market increased. I am yet to do revaluation. So when I sell my assets, you're realizing 670. I have to pay liabilities. Liabilities you will pay extra, less, same value. Unless like internal reconstruction, they change the values, you will pay same price. So minus. So how much is left? 5. But shareholders funds is only 300. With the 520, I will repay my shareholders how much? Extra 220 who will keep? Who will keep? Shareholders only. Correct? See, when I sold all my assets and paid all the liabilities, I recovered 520. I paid my shareholders 300. Extra how much is there? 220. What to do with this? Company is closed. What to do with this? Sir, the partnership, if it's partnership, excess money will be given to the partners. Excess money to be given to the shareholders. Owners get the excess money. That means Rishmita is saying, even though book value of company is 300, இன்னைக்கு நான் கம்பெனியை க்ளோஸ் பண்ணா என் கையில 520 rupees வரும். As a shareholder I get how much? 520. So at least pay me 520. Are you able to follow, guys? No. If they are paying 520. Okay, got it. If they are paying, that means Rishmita's company, if you are this company, you will demand how much? 520. Other way it's profit. We'll get to that later. Understood, guys? So purchase consideration will be computed in two methods. We have two methods to compute purchase consideration. First method, Shreya's method, 100 plus 200. What is paid to the shareholders? It's called payments method. Second is called net assets method. Are you following, guys? You understood conceptually both the methods, net asset method and payments method. Understood? Every sum, you either have to apply this or this. Which method to use? Question kudukka maatam. Question will not mention. You have to pick it up from the hint dropped in the question. So write down in your notes, purchase consideration, we split into two yesterday. Left hand side, what, guys? One side, left hand side, payments method. Right hand side, net asset method. Left hand side, payments method. Right hand side, net asset method. Clear, guys? Payments method, net asset method. Left hand side, right hand side. Under payments method, write down what I dictate. Not going to write here, just write down. Under payments method, purchase consideration is computed as purchase consideration is computed as the amount payable. Purchase consideration is computed as the amount payable. Amount payable shareholders of, to the shareholders of which company? The shareholders of selling company. purchase consideration is computed as the amount payable to the shareholders of selling company. Clear, guys? Down arrow again. This could include what will you pay to shareholders, guys? Shareholders, no, Rishmita is a shareholder. We have to give her 600. Enna kudupinga 600. What will you give instead of 600? Cash, then assets, shares of my company. I can give anything, correct? It's not mandatory that consideration has to be in cash. Anything equivalent to 600 given to Rishmita. Are you able to follow, guys? In our example, our consideration was 300 first case, then she made it 600. And the 600 I can give her gold also. But typically in our sums, it will be shares. That means in our example of Vodafone Idea, to close down Idea, Vodafone gave the shareholders of Vodafone shares of Idea. Purida. Who is the buying company here? Idea. Who is the selling company? Vodafone. So Idea paid to the shareholders of Vodafone shares of Idea. That's what you're writing. What did you write now? This could include cash, shares, debentures, or any asset of the buying company. This could include cash, shares, debentures, or any asset of the buying company. Able to follow, guys? Now, new shareholders வருவாங்க. Already Idea has 1000 shareholders. இப்போ புதுசா Vodafone shareholders are joining plus 500 new shareholders. Total shareholders 1500. Whether they get affected, share price goes up or down depends on facts and circumstances. If market likes the merger, a summer merger, these two companies joined, nobody is stopping them, price will go up. இவங்க ரெண்டு பேர் சேர்ந்தாங்களா, super, price will fall. Depends on what the market believes. If these two companies join, if they feel it's good, it will go up. No sir, these companies join, not a good news, it will fall. Usually shares, but sometimes cash, kind, other things also can be given. They will not be shareholder. Let's say in this case, Idea gave to Vodafone, instead of shares, they gave cash. They will not be shareholders. Are you following, guys? It depends. For example, Elon Musk, when he took over Twitter, he did not give shares of Tesla. He gave cash. That's it. Depends on the buyer. I can give whatever I want. Then, guys, left hand side over. Right hand side, write like a formula, like a table. Particulars, amount. Basically, what is it? Asset minus liability. So I'm giving like a table. First item, assets taken over. Assets taken over. I'll explain what is it. In amount, what amount, guys? Book value or market value? Book value, it can be book value also, can be market value. Some sums la book value. In a few sums, market value. So the standard says, or the concept says, agreed value. Whatever we have agreed. It could be market value, could be book value, could be something else. Purida. Agreed. Enna value you agreed to buy the asset. Less what, guys? Liabilities taken over. Liabilities taken over. Again what, guys? Agreed value. Generally agreed value is book value. Purida. See, agreed na, it can be book value, can be market value, can be book value, can be something else. Question by question it will change. Question na pata will find the hint. Are you able to follow, guys? Question is silence, sir. What you will take? Balance sheet values, which is my book value. Are you able to follow, guys? Understanding? So asset minus liability, what is 3? That is purchase consideration or net assets taken over slash PC. Net asset taken over slash PC. Are you all able to follow, guys? Understanding the method you understood of? Asset taken over, liabilities taken over at aggregate value. Now, let me give another case. Balance sheet. Property, plant, equipment 600. Current assets 400. Share capital 300. Debentures 500. Trade payables 200. Total. Correct. What is the purchase consideration in this sum using net asset method? Purchase consideration using net asset method. How much, guys? One answer 300. One more. 800 someone told me. Answer, guys. 300. Correct. Asset minus liability. Asset total level. Minus liability 500 plus 200. 700. So how much? Guys, simple maths. Are you understanding this? Now I am doing a small change. I am saying I am buying this. Let's say this company is X Limited. I want to buy X Limited, but I will take everything. இது மட்டும் எனக்கு வேணும். I don't want current assets. Possible? Or should I buy everything? Possible. Not necessary I have to take the whole thing. Correct? Possible to not take. Current asset வேணாம், guys. I don't want current assets. I will take the rest. Now how much should I pay? Or let me make it more easy for you guys. Let me do a small change, okay? Just intergroup, just for ease out of understanding. Current assets PP 800, current asset 200. How much to pay? How much to pay? Okay, normal sum you will pay 300. Now you are saying you will pay 100. Why you are saying you will pay 100? Reason is very simple. You are taking over 800 minus debentures minus trade payables. 800 minus 700. I will pay shareholders how much? 100. This current assets of 200, who will take? They will only take. So end of the day, shareholders still got how much? 300. 100 I paid. 200 they already had. Are you able to follow? So purchase consideration in this case will be only 100. Because what is paid to shareholders to buy the company? 100. Purida. I am paying how much to buy? 100. Are you all able to understand? Does it make sense or no? Clear, guys? Are you understanding this? That means if I don't take an asset, I will ignore that in my computation of net asset. That's why the wordings use this. Assets. Total assets. Assets. Liabilities. Adhe logic. Are you able to follow, guys? How many of you understood till here genuinely? Methods. Payment and net asset method we saw in detail. What is payment method? We will see with the sum. Don't worry. Okay. With this background, totally how many sums are we going to solve in purchase consideration? How many sums? Material has. Let me just take that. Total amalgamation has how many sums, guys? 17. In purchase consideration, how many we are going to solve? How many sums, guys? 17 sums. புரியுதா? Every sum will have PC computation. Every sum will have PC computation. So initially I will do 1 or 2 sums with just PC. Then I will move to next concept. But does not mean it's over. Even study mat has 13 sums, I told you. If you are solving 30 sums of amalgamation, you are finding PC 30 sums. எந்த சம்லையும் கொடுக்க மாட்டான் இதான் PC. Whether it's a 10 mark sum, 5 mark sum or 20 mark sum. Are you following, guys? So now let's go to the very first question. Soft copy is in group. Here you all have the hard copy. Computation of PC. Main exam la kudukka maataan. It's computation of PC and all. It's attempt November 7. Just strike off. Yeah, okay. Let's start. Now, who's going to read the question? Yes, Sandhya, read it loudly. Online live, read it by yourself. The time will obviously match when you're reading. Yes, read it, Sandhya. Able to follow, guys? You have to compute purchase consideration using net asset method. What is the method? Assets taken over at agreed value minus liabilities taken over at agreed value. நான் என்ன வாங்குறேன் in simple சொல்லணும்னா, if you go to a shop and you are buying something, hold on before you solve, will you pay for the entire shop or will you pay for what you are buying? Will you pay the MRP or will you pay the negotiated amount? They are same well and good. Till I want discount, you bargained for 1 hour and got 5% discount. Now, will you pay MRP or you will pay discount? What you are buying, adukku dhaan kaas kudupen. Here, A limited is going to be sold. I will not pay for all the assets and all the liabilities. Sorry. I will pay for whatever asset and liability I am buying at agreed value. Asset minus liability. புரியுதா? அவ்வளவுதான். Simple logic. நான் என்ன வாங்குறேன் அதுக்கு எவ்வளவு பே பண்றேன், that's what we are finding. That's asset minus liability. Do you want to try? I will also solve first sum. I will solve in detail. You prepare a column, particulars. I will fill the template for you. Particulars and how many columns of amount? 1 column, particulars, or you can even put 2 column, double column also is fine. Inner column for all the amounts, outer column for the grand total. Illa sir, I will put 1 column. Both are fine, guys. There is no hard and fast rule here, whichever works for you. First item or heading, inside particulars, assets taken over, call it A. B will be liabilities taken over. My purchase consideration is what, guys? A minus B, correct? Can you try and compute this, guys? Take a few minutes. I'll put, you have the question also, I'll display it here. Try it out by yourself. What's the answer, guys? Anybody answer? 14 lakh? 14 lakh 11,000 is one answer. Then 14 lakh 11,000 I got one answer. 14 lakh 36,000 I got one more answer. Yes, Sandhya. 14 lakh 36,000. Shreya, yes. 14 lakh 11. 14 lakh 1,000. Okay, can we solve it, guys? One of these 3 are correct. Okay, fairly simple. Assets avana solran, this 18 lakhs is split into 2. 75% and 75% is valued at 12% above cost. So 112%. What is 75% of 18 lakhs? So it will be 18 lakhs into 75% into 112%. Correct? How much is that? 15 lakh, 12,000. The second half will be 18 lakhs into 25% into 92%, 8% discount. You எப்படி வேணா பண்ணலாம் computation. How much is that? 41 lakh. 4 lakh, 14,000. That's it. Asset over. Correct? Nothing else in asset. Liabilities given in the question. Copy paste. Debentures, copy paste. Trade payables, copy paste. Bank overdraft. The total of this comes to 2 plus 2.4 plus 50 minus 4 lakh 90,000. The answer will be 14 lakh. This is the answer at this stage, correct? Then they are also saying the liabilities are taken over at book values. There is an unrecorded liability of, that means some creditor is coming and telling, hey, give me the money of 25,000. You are seeing your books. In my books, I don't have any liability. Then you found out, okay, I have to pay him, but I didn't pass the entry for some or other reason. Should I pay now? Yes. So, even though liability is not in my books, I have to pay a liability, correct? I have to pay him. So, that also should be reduced. Less unrecorded liability. So, you will get 14 lakh, 11,000. That's why I use the wordings. The wordings used was, it's not liabilities as per books. No. What did we discuss? Liabilities taken over. I may not take everything in books, but I can even take some excess liability. What you are paying, pay for it. Basically, you are taking all these assets and settling all these liabilities. So, net I will pay my shareholders 14 lakh, 11,000. Are you all able to follow, guys? Okay. Then, can we go to next sum? If you are done, I will do one more payments method. Now, net asset பண்ணிட்டோம். இப்படிதான் எல்லா சம்லையும் இருக்கும். P&L, I don't care about it. What assets I am taking, what liabilities I am taking, difference is PC. That and all, selling company will deal with it. When you go to accounting of selling company, next today we will see, you will have a clarity on that. Now we are in the first stage. How much I am paying to buy the company. I understand. Sir, idella enna pandrathu? This is what to do. This discount. Am I taking that? No. Who will deal with that? A limited and A limited books, you deal with it. I don't care. Are you following, guys? That's it. That we will see today itself. Don't worry. Can I proceed to payments method? Let me give you again illustration. Then we'll do a question in payments method. Once that sum gets over, we will shift to accounting in selling companies books. Till here, amalgamation easy or difficult? First sum. A sum like this can come for 4 marks, but not as easy as this PC. There will be some more adjustments, detailed adjustment, each asset will change. Okay. Now payment method. Let me give you an example first. Okay. X limited, Y limited. Are you able to follow, guys? X limited has 1 lakh equity shares of 10 each. Okay. Y limited has 5 lakh equity shares of 10 each. Clear, guys? Let's ignore the rest of the values. Who is buying whom? Anything is fine. Let's say X is buying Y. X is the buying company, Y is the selling company. Now, who should pay whom? X Limited should pay the shareholders of selling company. Who are the shareholders? These people. All of you, let's say all of you watching this class recording live here, all of you put together have 1 lakh shares in SY Limited. Shreya has 100 shares, Sandhya has 20 shares, Arvind has 50 shares, Anand has 500 shares. Not equal. Each of you have randomly different number shares. Purida. That means I am X Limited. I should pay you all. That's the whole point. Correct? Able to follow, guys? So, what I am paying you to buy the company, Y Limited should sell the company. Correct? So, if Y Limited has to sell the company, first. If you want to go buy one shoes in Adidas, shopkeeper is saying, I will not sell to you, get out from here. Can you go and buy? For example, Bishal is going. Shopkeeper is saying, I will not sell to you. Don't come to the shop anymore. Can he fight and buy it? He can't buy. Correct. Example. Are you able to follow, guys? So, if Y Limited has to sell the company, who should accept? Y Limited shareholders. Owners. Shareholders have to accept to sell the company. How will they accept? How will they accept? By passing a resolution. Special resolution. Meeting, they should call a meeting. EGM or AGM. They will pass a resolution and they will accept. How to convince them? 1 lakh shares of 10 each. I will tell you, for example, let's say Sandhya has in the company 100 shares. I am telling Sandhya, hey Sandhya, please pass the resolution in favor of the company. Sell the company. Yes and vote pannunga. Sandhya is saying, sir, how much money you will give? I am telling Sandhya, how many shares do you have, Sandhya? 100 shares of 10. I will pay you my company's shares. 90 shares of 10. Will you accept? Why? I am a fool. Okay. Now, fine. Follow, guys. Now, flawless sorted. Sorry. Now, follow, guys. Now I am telling Sandhya, see Sandhya, I will give you 200 shares of my company of 10 each. Will you accept? No. Sandhya is saying, super sir, I have 100 into 10, 1000. I am getting 200 into 10, 2000. Very good deal, sir. I am happy. Double money in one day. I will accept. Are you able to follow, guys? Are you understanding? Now, what is Sandhya getting here? Shares. For every 1 share she is having, she is getting 2 shares. So the ratio is 1:2. This 1:2 is called swap ratio. She is swapping her 100 shares for 200 shares in my company. I am changing this. Are you able to follow, guys? Now, let me change the example. Sandhya has 100 shares of 10. This is a value, book value. Now, Sandhya is saying, sir, market value of my company is 75 rupees per share, sir. Are you following? I am telling Sandhya, I will give you, Sandhya, for this 100 shares of 10 book value, but 100 shares of 75. See, when I am giving example of Sandhya, I am adhering to all the 1 lakh shares. What is with Sandhya? If I can convince Sandhya, I can convince everybody. Okay. Now, I am telling Sandhya, I will give you 100 shares of my company. You are having how many shares? 100. I will also give you 100 shares of my company. But my company's market price is 90 rupees. Will you agree, Sandhya? Yes. She will pass the resolution in my favor. Swap ratio 1:1, but market price is changing. Are you able to follow, guys? Now again I am changing. Now I will give the equation. I am telling Sandhya, I will give you shares of the ratio 2:4 at the market price of 150 per share. How many shares is she getting? For every 2 shares she has, I am giving her 1:2. For every 1 share she has, I will give her. That means she has 100 shares. So I will give her of 150 each. She is getting this instead of 100 of 75. Purida. Are you understanding? Idam payment method. Are you able to follow, guys? What if along with equity shareholders, we have preference shares also? Then should I pay only equity shareholders or both equity and preference shareholders? Both equity and first preference, then the question is purchase consideration. Is consideration paid to equity or preference or both of them? Both. Remember this. The wordings I use this payment made to shareholders of the company, selling company and so on. I never told equity shareholders or preference shareholders. Correct? So consideration is paid to shareholders. Are you able to follow, guys? Understanding? With this background, this is called swap ratio. So basically, I will selling company shares, I will give some shares of buying company. Or I will tell Sandhya, you have 100 shares of 75. I will give you 100 shares of 90 of my company plus 10 rupees per share. It can be in any combination. You have to map and compute. That's all. So now let's do question number 4. Question number 4, guys. Yes, Naren, read it loudly.
In cash and 1 equity share in Shiva Limited of 100 each. It was decided that share in Shiva Limited will be issued at market price 140 per share. Liquidation expenses of Shiva Limited are to be reimbursed extent of 10,000. Actual expenses amounted to 12,500. They are required to compute the amount of percentage.
This sum I will do it. First sum I will do it, but this will repeat basically in every sum we do. Every sum either net asset or payments. Most of the sums it's like 60-40, 65-35 payments, 35 net asset. Examiner you can't predict, anything can come. Okay. So this is the question. Oh sorry, I think I forgot to display the question on the board. So sorry guys. This is the question. Question number 4. Let me solve it over here itself. Okay. Take a minute, go through the question. Just go through the question for a minute. You get your understanding. Always I want you to read a question twice. Okay, get your understanding. Done. Can we start, guys? If you are tempted to solve it, there are many more sums to solve. Okay. If you do all, it's easy, not that difficult. So Leo Limited's balance sheet as follows. Equity share capital 15. How many shares that means? ஒரு ஷேர் 100 ரூபான்னு கொடுத்துருக்கான் 100 rupees. So 15 lakhs divided by 100, 15,000. Similarly, preference shares 8,000. Debentures 3 lakhs. What to do with that? Nothing to do. I told you payments method is the payment made to shareholders. Debentures simply to distract you he has given. Next, on 31st March 2023, Shiva Limited agreed to take over Leo Limited on the following terms. What is saying? What for each preference share in Leo Limited? How many preference shares? 8,000, correct? For each preference share in Leo Limited, upon 8,000 shares, I will give what? 10 rupees in cash plus 1 preference shares of 9% of 100 in Shiva. That means if you are having 8,000 shares, you will get 9% preference shares of 100. That means what is going to be paid in the end of 8,000 into 10, how much? 80,000 plus 8,000, 9% preference shares of 100 each, correct? What is the swap ratio here? Exchange ratio. 1:1, simple. 1:1. For every 1 share, 1 share. So plus same value will come, 8 lakhs, correct? Same 8 lakhs. Which share? Equity share, not preference. No. This is equity. Second point, equity. Okay. Able to follow, guys? So total money payable is how much, guys? To whom? Preference shareholders, not equity. So my purchase consideration is what is payable to preference shareholders plus what is payable to equity shareholders. So first part we finish, correct? Anybody wants me to repeat this? Sir, didn't understand. Fine. Yeah, I'll tell. See, அவன் என்ன சொல்றான்? For each preference shares in Leo, total Leo level preference shares இருக்கு 8,000 rupees 10 in cash, and 9% preference share of 100 in Shiva. அவன் என்ன சொல்றான்? I have 8,000 preference shares, correct? He's saying for every preference share, உனக்கு இன்னும் ஒரு preference share இருக்கா? நான் உனக்கு ஒரு preference share தரேன். உன்கிட்ட எவ்வளவு preference share இருக்கு? 12% preference share. நான் உனக்கு 9% preference share தரேன். 1 share. உன்கிட்ட 8,000 shares இருக்கு. நான் உனக்கு 8,000 shares தரேன். So totally 8,000, 9% preference shares. 8,000 into 100, 8 lakhs plus 80,000. 8 lakh, 80,000. I am hoping you are following Vignesh, புரியுதா? ஆமா, 1:1 தான். இங்க வந்து 1:1. ஒரு ஷேர்னா I'll give 1 share. இங்க 1:1. Now we are going to second, guys, equity. They are saying for each equity share in Leo Limited, how much cash? 20 in cash and 1 equity share in Shiva Limited of 100 each. It was decided that share in Shiva will be issued at a market price of 140. So slight change apart from previous. Let me write this in the note here. Totally, can you tell me, look at the question and tell me how many equity shares are there? Here, one equity share, how many equity shares is giving? 1. So what is my ratio? Swap ratio or exchange ratio. அவன் என்ன சொல்றான்? உனக்கு ஒரு ஷேர் இருந்தா நான் 1 ஷேர் தரேன். So easy sum. 1:1. What is giving for this? Rupees 20 in. So how much money? 15,000 into 20 is how much? No problem. If it's 30,000, we will exchange transaction. Okay, 3 lakhs. Okay, follow, guys. Very simple. Sir, how to not make mistake? 15 into 2, 30. Add the remaining zeros. No, sir. Purila, sir. Use the calculator. Calculator use panikom. Fine. Next. Then they are saying, I will give 1 share for 1. So these are 15,000 shares of Leo. I will give you shares of Shiva. How many shares? So I will give you 15,000 shares of 140. It will be issued at the market price of 140. So I am giving you 15,000 shares at 140. Are you able to follow, guys? That means how much? 15,000 into 140, 21 lakhs. Total 24 lakhs. So what is my total PC, guys? 24 lakhs plus 8 lakh 80 total plus 8 lakh 80 preference. Total PC is 32 lakh 80,000. Sir, sum not over, sir. Third or adjust பண்ணீங்க மிஸ் பண்ணிட்டீங்க. Liquidation expense something is given. What should I do? Ignore. Is there anything to do with shareholders there? Nothing. Ignore. So this is my total purchase consideration. Are you able to follow, guys? Yes. அது எனக்கு தேவையே இல்லையே. So Sandhya is saying, sir, Leo Limited market price கொடுக்கல. What if Leo Limited market price is 200? கொடுக்கவே இல்லை. See, if it's more than 140, Leo Limited will not accept. They won't accept. No, when they will accept, loss making company. Okay. Yes. நம்ம வந்து correct. So question 140 not given, then I'll multiply with 100. Let's select preference. Are you able to follow, guys? So total is 32 lakh 80,000. Clear, guys? Understood payments method. Will both these sums come in the exam? Chance is low. What is there in the sum? Wait for the other sums to come. Okay. In this sum, you have understood how to compute PC in net asset method and payments method. Study material sums, like I said, for accounting standards and few chapters, we will do fully in class. Amalgamation, these 17 sums are sufficient for you to solve all the study math sums. So you do at your end. Whichever is difficult, I know. I will do it over here. Clear? Done, guys. Accounting standards, whatever we do in class is sufficient. You don't even have to look at the study mat. We have already covered. Few other topics also. In group 1 like branch insurance, we have covered study mat. Group 2 also, for few chapters we will cover study mat. Okay. Amalgamation is a chapter in such that, yes sir, amalgamation we are not doing study math sums. That's a chapter where they will ask extra questions, not study math sums. Yeah, please take care. Yeah. Done, guys. Anyway, those who are missing the class, link is sent in the group. So you just catch up and watch later. Fine. Done, guys. Can we proceed? So question 4 is done. With this computation of purchase consideration, first part of amalgamation, conceptually we are done. Sums we will practice more as we keep doing some. Now we are going into books of accounting in the books of selling company. Last the accounting in books of buying company. Amalgamation is which standard? AS 14. Accounting in the books of selling company, AS 14 is not applicable. Why? That means in Vodafone Idea, Vodafone is selling company, Idea is buying company. Vodafone is tani accounting, Idea is tani accounting. No relationship. Okay. For accounting in Vodafone books or selling company, AS 14 not applicable. Why? Why, guys? You know the answer. AS 1 purchasing law. Who will study, sir? Theory standard. Skip panta. Exam also it won't come. AS 1 says fundamental accounting assumptions that company is going concern. Financial statement section 133 Companies Act accounting standards are all applicable if my entity is a going concern. Selling company going concern. Close pandrom. In the year of clover, balance sheet total will become 0. So when my going concern is not applicable, accounting standards are not applicable. So AS 14 not applicable. So can we skip it for exam? Just because AS is not applicable, you will use generally accepted accounting practices, what we will do for accounting. Remember one thing, accounting in books of selling company, our intention is to close the books and make balance sheet total as 0. That's it. Let me give you an example for you to understand this better. Okay. Let's say Vishal is currently staying which area? Tenampet, Vishal is Tenampet. So one of Vishal's dream example is he wants to shift to beach house in ECR. So when he wakes up in the morning, balcony, when he wakes up in the morning, bed lend pata beach therinu. For him, if he opens the curtain, beach. Closes the curtain means he will sleep. He wanted a house like that. After qualifying, he thought he will earn money, 15-20 crores, and then he will build this house. He has achieved it. He built the house. So now he is shifting from Tenampet to ECR beach house. He wakes up, 150 meters he walks now beach. Okay. Now, how will he shift the house? He will shift the house. Yes, very good. He will pack everything. He will call one packers and movers or some lorry or some truck. Irkara ella asset he will dump, and then he will also go and sit on top of. He will send this to ECR, to his new house, and then, so here he has packed everything, and then he goes to ECR and he will unpack. That's what is basically happening. He is closing selling company, go to buying company, ECR, new house, and unpack. ECR, for those who don't know, East Coast Road, Beach Road in Chennai. Okay. So you go there and you will unpack. Are you able to follow, guys? Understanding? Will he pack everything? He will send a new house, or some things he will leave it in the old house. Some he will leave old clothes. I don't want this shirt, is not fitting me. Simply I kept because it's there. Now I'm shifting. Why unnecessarily you take it, throw it? Some broken chair, light not working. Few things we will leave it, correct? Or even if few things are working well, dining table in Tenampet house is in good condition. But ECR, he wants a new dining table. Will he take this? He will leave it. So he will pack only what he needs. Now my question, even though he is packing what he needs from the old house to his new house, the things that he does not need, let's say old dining table in his current Tenampet house. If you are in Vishal's shoes, what you will do? Leave the table in the house itself or sell that and get some scrap money. Old shirt, what you will do? Why donate pannalame instead of throwing? Okay, you will donate to some orphanage or whoever needy people. So use fine, anything. Okay, it's fine, everyone does it. So he is going to he basically will leave the old house empty, correct? Old house except electrical fittings. That also he might remove. Why should I leave the fan there? Dismantle, even though I'm putting new fan, sell it to some shop, correct? That means old house enna pannu? Empty aakano first. Okay, he has to empty it. Whether he is going to sell it, give it back to landlord, or whatever he is doing, he has to empty the house. Some things he will take and go, some things he will sell, correct? Same logic in selling company. When selling company is selling its assets to buying company, it will send a few assets to the buying company, and few assets, buying company saying, hey, I don't want this asset, I don't want this liability. What selling company should do? Leave it or sell it? Sell it out. That means the balance sheet, look at this, the balance sheet of selling company should become 0. Few things other company will take. Few things I myself should sell, and give the money to shareholders. That's what we saw in the example. The shareholder of selling company get money in two sources, buying company and selling company by themselves. Are you all able to follow, guys? I'm just creating a structure. I am not bothered now about what happens in this new ECR house. First stage is packing. அப்புறம் வந்து unpack பண்ண முடியும். So we in accounting and books of selling company, don't confuse yourself about what is going to happen in the other company. I have to close the books in this company. Are you all able to follow, guys? Okay, let me give the concept. Okay, let's say, now let's take the company example. How do I close the books, sir? That's simple. Now, how did he shift his house? Packed it, kept it in one lorry or truck and sent it to the other company. Correct? So, ingiyum company enna பண்ணுவான்? If our company is there, company with balance sheet, which balance sheet? Selling company. I have to pack my assets and liabilities in a truck and send that truck to the buying company, and buying company will unpack from that truck. That is what to say. In actually what I'm trying to convey is, I have to pack my assets, I have to close my books, and I have to transfer it all to a truck. Which truck goes to buying company? Here we are doing accounting. Practically we are not doing activity. So accounting la, that truck closing happens through accounting entries. Are you able to follow, guys? For example, I have land and building 500. எப்படி close பண்ணுவேன்? It should become 0. How will I close? 2. Land and building account. Debit what? Debit what? Now, buying company no போவே இல்லை. First I have to pack it in truck. We don't have a truck here. See, liabilities also should be packed in the truck. So I will write truck account. I'm trying to say truck account now, not an asset. Here I will create some account called, let's say, suspense account. Basically it's like my truck which is going to carry all my assets and liabilities. Are you able to follow? இருக்கிற எல்லா அசட்டையும் க்ளோஸ் பண்ணி transfer to this truck, transfer to the suspense account. It has a name, you know it, I will tell you later. Similarly, liabilities 300. Let's say trade payables. I am not settling the liability, guys. I am not settling. Na pay panle. It is not internal reconstruction chapter where I am paying liability. I am transferring from my company, keeping it in the other company. Are you following? So I have to pack it in the truck. So liability எப்படி pack பண்றது? இங்க க்ளோஸ் பண்ணும் entry. Trade payable account debit 300 to truck account or whatever account, suspense account. We will give it a name later. Let's do naming ceremony later. To truck account. Are you able to follow, guys? Clear? Let's say plant and machinery 50 not taken over. எடுக்கல buying company. What I will do with this? I will sell it. Then whatever I don't want also I will close. But I will keep in a different truck. Correct? So 2 trucks. One truck is going to the ECR house. One truck is going to sell in scrap. On the way I can sell and go. So here I am going to buy a big truck. Keep everything in the same truck. Not only I will unload few things. So even plant and machinery, if I am closing, my entry will be suspense account debit or truck account 2, plant and machinery 50. Like this, every single asset and every single liability is packed into a ledger. The truck is called a ledger for us accounting. It's packed into a ledger. Are you all able to follow, guys? So asset side total will become now 0. This asset is sitting in the truck, sitting in my ledger. Liability side total becomes 0. Whether it's taken over or not, it's going and sitting now in the truck. That ledger for me. So what is now left in balance sheet? Shareholders' money, share capital and reserve. This what I will do. This money should be given to whom? Equity, share capital and reserves will be given to shareholders. So I will transfer it to shareholders account. Equity, share capital account, debit. Reserves and surplus account, debit to shareholders account, whatever the amount, correct? So I will open a new account called shareholders, a temporary liability account to pay to shareholders. So by doing these two steps, what two steps? Closing, transferring assets to a truck or suspense account, transferring liabilities to a truck or suspense account, and transferring my shareholders funds to shareholders account. What is happening to balance sheet? Zero. Are you able to follow, guys? So yes, preference also will come here. Preference share capital to shareholders account, same account, shareholders account. Okay, just a temporary account for settling. So now balance sheet has become zero. We'll get there. So balance sheet has become zero. Am I happy now? Next I have two ledgers. Only two ledgers left. Shareholders account, some amount on this side. Truck account or suspense account, where all the assets are on which side? You pass the truck account to asset. All the liabilities are on credit side. இதையும் க்ளோஸ் பண்ணிட்டு இதையும் க்ளோஸ் பண்ணிட்டா accounting is done. Correct? Are you all able to follow till here, guys? Understanding? Now what I will do before we go to the actual sum, that's a little detailed sum. Let us create an illustration, small basic illustration, which we will do using this truck method. I will introduce the names. Illustration will not come in exam, or small illustration, so that you know how to do the main sum. Okay, let's write down. Let's say S Limited is the selling company. I'm using S and B so you can easily connect at least initial sums. S Limited selling company. Let me give you an illustration. Okay, we are going to do the illustration in detail as if it's the main sum. Land and building 500, plant and machinery 300, trade receivables 200, cash 100. Total comes to 1100. Liability side, simple. Let's keep it simple. Equity, share capital 100, reserves and surplus 50, debentures 200, trade payables 300. How much over, guys? Okay, then I'll make equity, share capital 300. Now how much? 850. How much is left more? 250 bank loan. Fine, guys. Are you all able to follow? It is a template balance sheet. You can make a note of it, or you can do it. We're going to do a sum now. We're going to do a sum together. Okay, this is the balance sheet. Fine. To buy this company S Limited, we have Vishal B Limited buying company. Vishal S Limited is looking for a buyer. Vishal told, how much you want? S Limited simply told, negotiate pannume. I want 1000. Vishal told, okay, take 1000. So I have randomly computed my PC. Leave payments method. Shareholders asked how much? Vishal asked, S Limited told, I want 1000. Vishal gave 1000. Are you able to follow, guys? Vishal is saying, Sigrama send all the assets and liabilities to my company, but I don't want trade receivables and trade payables. Running behind the debtors and creditors, I don't want to take over the trade receivables and trade payables. Are you able to follow, guys? So this is the question, guys. The question is, you have a balance sheet on the board. S Limited, B Limited agreed to pay how much? 1,000 rupees. 1,000 rupees. But he is saying, I don't want trade receivables. I don't want trade payables. I will take the rest by paying how much? 1,000. We have to do accounting in whose books? I don't care about a B Limited, no. Artha class now. Okay. S Limited only I need to do accounting. Are you all able to follow till here? Easy or difficult? The first step is to close all the assets, close all the liabilities. Correct? Balance sheet close pannu. Pack. I'm going to pack my assets and liabilities. How will you pack land and building? Suspense account 2, land and building. Now we have to name this account. Okay. Now, what is actually happening to the asset? Selling company is basically selling the asset. Correct? To whom? Buying company or some third party. I am just going to sell it. When you sell, you will get the money. I heard the term, you will get the money, cash. One more term, technically you will realize the money. So that account is called realization account. Ide name in partnership also. Resolution also, realization. Adeda panaporam. Partnership and amalgamation. Why I am doing amalgamation first? In partnership also we have amalgamation of partnership firms after resolution. Partnership firm converted to a company. Partnership firm purchased by company. Adala, only if you know this, you can do it over there. Okay. Are you following, guys? Realization account. Super. Now, to tell me the entry, guys, for closing the realization account debit 500 to land and building account 500. Correct? Correct. So can we prepare realization account? Everybody, realization account. Follow, guys. We are preparing realization account. Tell me the entry. One second. Tell me the entry for transferring. Tell me the entry for transferring all the assets. What is the entry, guys? Realization account debit to land and building, to plant and machinery, to trade receivables, to cash. Everything. I do not differentiate what is taken over, what is not taken over. There are two methods to solve. I will teach you both. First, I am transferring everything to realization account. So entry will be realization account debit to land and building, to plant and machinery, to trade receivables, to cash. So entry will be 500, 300, 200, 1,100. Correct? Let me come and do the posting, guys. To land and building, to plant and machinery, to trade receivables, to cash, 500, 300, 200, 100. Are you all able to follow? There is one more method. In that method, we will not transfer trade receivables. I will show you that also in the same sum without transferring. Which should I follow in exam, sir? Your wish. Your wish. Okay. I am doing first a simple method which most of the students follow. I am transferring everything to realization account. Similarly, liabilities transfer pannuma. Entry for transferring liabilities. Debenture account debit 200, trade payable account debit 300, loan account debit 250, to to realization account. How much, guys? 300 finds 750. So here I will write buy debentures 200, buy trade payables 300, buy loan 250. Are you following till here? So at this stage, what happened? This everything became 0. Here everything became 0. This is the first step in amalgamation in accounting of selling company books. The step 1 when I give you notes is transfer of assets and liabilities to realization account. Don't write truck account. Are you all able to follow, guys? Now pack pandra asset pack panni I'm closing. Yes. Now online, yes, you can take that out. Yes, someone had a doubt. Yes, Vignesh. Ama. Realization now. Now first suma suspense on to keep it as suspense. You should use realization account. Okay. Guys, come back, guys. Now sum start pannirkom. Okay. I want to target and complete question number 2, accounting in books of selling company. Now I have to transfer what? This equity share capital and reserves and surplus. So I will again pass an entry. Equity share capital account debit how much? 300. Reserves and surplus account debit how much? 50. 2. Shareholders account how much? 350. So I am having shareholders account. Credit what I will write? Buy equity share capital 300, buy reserves and surplus 50. So my balance sheet total also became 0. Are you able to follow, guys? So I am happy that my balance sheet total has become 0. Are you able to follow, guys? Understanding? In some sums, they will tell you either pannada or pannada. A sum based we will do. So let's write the notes in parallel. In your concept note. This illustration can be in your concept note itself. It's illustration to teach you the concept. Okay. I already started writing the example, sir. Well and good. Then you leave 1 page gap and write the notes. Steps in accounting in the books of selling companies. Steps for accounting in the books of selling company. Basically, it's steps in your study mat. I'm giving you with an example. Okay. What is the first step, guys? Transfer of assets and liabilities to realization account. Transfer of assets and liabilities to realization account. Transfer of assets and liabilities to realization account. Able to follow, guys? What is the entry for that? Should I write entry in exam? Yes. Every sum you have to write the entry and ledger. So, what is the entry for transfer of assets, sir? Realization to. So, realization to assets. Realization account debit to assets. Transfer of liabilities is liabilities to realization account. How many assets? All assets and liabilities. This is which method? Method 1. Method 2 I will teach you separately. First let's do method 1. No. If question is not asking for journal entries, you can write for your comfort. If question says write journal entries, basically these sums will be like past journal entries for closing books in selling company and prepare the necessary ledger accounts. We are going to have only about 7-8 journals. Here we have only 4 assets. Real sum will have 10 assets. You have to write all the assets. Are you able to follow, guys? 20 marks. Okay. Done. So if you want to map the step with our example, here it is. Step 1 is over here. Are you all able to follow, guys? No, meaning? No man, no name, no name. See, only accounting and selling company books. I will finish the sum in method 1, then I will do method 2. It's actually 95% same, except for the trade receivable and trade payable. Which one should I follow? Both are fine, your choice. I will tell you which is more technically correct also. One, let us finish both. I want you to get understanding, okay? Then guys, step 2, write down. Transfer of share capital and reserves and surplus. Transfer of share capital and reserves and surplus. Here share capital includes both equity and preference. You can write in bracket equity plus preference. Step 2, transfer of share capital and preference share, share capital and reserve and surplus to shareholders account. To shareholders account. Are you all able to follow, guys? Other we pass the entry. What is the entry for that, guys? Equity share capital, preference share capital account debit, reserve and surplus account debit to shareholders account. This is my ledger. I have mapped it with the sum also here. It is equal to an exam problem, guys. Only adjustments illa avladhaan. So second step is shareholders account, equity share capital, whatever. Basically, shareholders funds are debit panni, I will credit what? Shareholders account. Able to follow, guys? Write the journal, pass the entries in ledger is mandatory in every sum. Clear? What happens next? Now, balance sheet is closed. I'm happy. These ledgers should be closed. So let's see how that happens. Fine. Can I proceed further, guys? I hope you are writing in one side steps, one side the sum, map the step with the sum you are doing. So you will understand what you are doing. Clear, guys? Tell me the entry for credit sale. Credit sale. Debtor to sales. Correct? Are you able to follow, guys?